शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। ब्रह्मारूपे सदानन्द परमानन्द स्वरूपिणी रिद्धि सिद्धि प्रदे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। शरणागत 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 दीनार्त परित्राण परायणी सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। नमोस्तुते 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 नारायणी नमोस्तुते।
Hello, everyone. A very, very hearty welcome for today's session. I hope you all are enjoying the journey so far, and I hope you're enjoying these meditations with us. So, again, a very, very hearty welcome. We only have 6 more days to go, including today. So, we finish on this Friday, and we will have one more workshop on Saturday, which is going to be the last workshop for this series. It feels like a long time since we've been doing this, and at the same time it feels like time's going by so quickly. It's just a weird feeling, in all honesty. But it's been so nice to hear such lovely feedback, so nice to hear that so many of you have felt this is life changing, so many of you have seen the benefit of meditation, so many of you have enjoyed this journey with us. And it means a lot when you tell us how you've been feeling. It means a lot when you say that this has been wonderful and life-changing for you. And it has really been life-changing for us as well. Just last night, I was talking to Gargi after the session, who was the presenter for last night, and she said that she feels like every time we do programs for people, for new people, who slowly find Sahaj Yoga, she said that it feels like we are learning a lot more, even though you might feel like you are learning from these sessions. So I completely 100% agreed with what she said, that every time we are doing programs, even though we are transferring knowledge, or it may so seem like that we are transferring knowledge, in all honesty, we are learning so much more and gaining so much more out of these programs. So thank you so much for joining these programs, sustaining them so far, and allowing us to grow along with you. It is very, very humbling experience for all of us together. So as we are unfolding into this last week, as I had mentioned yesterday, that we will be facilitating a mentorship program, as so many of you have said that you've enjoyed these meditations. And some people have a lot of self-discipline and forced to do things on their own. Some people always need a bit of a push, and it's the same with meditation as well. It's if you skip a day or two in between, what I can tell from my personal experience, that every time I feel like I have missed a day of meditation or a day of futsuk, next day I feel more lethargic. I have a tendency to skip the meditation. I have the tendency to feel like, oh, maybe I'm a bit tired today and I might skip the meditation today. And what happens is that it furballs, and that negativity sort of draws you away from meditation. So consistent practice becomes very, very important. And which is why we thought, if you have a friend or a buddy, somebody who can be there to guide you, hold your hand, would be a very, very good idea. Hence the mentorship program. So if you feel like you would need that kind of a push, you would need somebody who can answer your questions, somebody with whom you can share, oh, something very miraculous happened out of the blue. I witnessed something that I normally wouldn't witness. If you have things like that to share, somebody that can understand what you're going through, this program might be for you. So register your interest, please. And we have already put the link into the chat window on Zoom. We have already sent it on email, and we have also put it on the WhatsApp groups. The closing date for mentorship program to apply for it is going to be Wednesday. So we will still be accepting forms for the next 3 days, and then we will close after that. And we will try to start our allocation starting this Friday. So once we receive all the forms, we've also asked Sahaj Yogis to fill a separate form, and we are trying to make it as global as possible, so that we can pair you up with somebody who's close to where you live, so that it's easier for you to connect with them time-wise. So once we have all the forms with us, we will hopefully start the process on Friday. And as and when we are ready, we'll keep allocating and letting you know via email or WhatsApp. So please don't worry. We'll keep you in loop. If you've applied for it, we will definitely provide you with a mentor. And I also had one more idea. I was thinking that what we could also do is that it's not decided. We were sort of talking about this today, but I'm just going to put it out here for you to tell us how you feel about it. If you feel that you still might want to do once a week sessions with us or online here, meet up together for continuity and also to stay connected, we could facilitate something like that. So I'll just ask the tech host to quickly open the chat for 5 minutes. And if you feel like that is something you might be interested in, please put it in the chat window now, and you can just say yes or no. If you think once a week, if we could get together after these sessions end, if you think that is something you would like, because we can only be driven by what you want, and it's not for us to force anything on you. So if you think you would like to continue once a week, please just let us know here. And what we might do is we have 3 WhatsApp groups currently. We have G1, G2, G3, so you all might be in one of those 3 groups. We might, if we go ahead with that once a week thing, we might ask you to move to a new WhatsApp group. We'll just consolidate that group for everyone who's been attending and seriously meditating and who would like to go further. We can consolidate all of you into one group together. So the idea could be that we can be there as one global family to support each other, to look after each other, to share our experiences, and to have a group that we don't need to close. Like you would have noticed that these 3 groups mostly stay closed throughout the day, and we only open them for 1 hour. But if we all come together who are really benefiting from this, then we could have potentially a group which is like a family that doesn't need to be monitored as much or closed as much, where we can freely express ourselves and be like one family. So if that is something that interests you, as I can see a lot of people are saying that, we will probably get into creating a new group maybe in the next couple of days, and we will keep you updated on how we're going to do it, so it's not a logistical nightmare for anyone. So without further ado, let's begin with today's session. I've given all the information in the beginning that we had to let you know. So for today, we are again welcoming all the new people. If you are brand new here, and if you haven't attended any of the sessions, okay. I'm going to just ask the tech host to just close the chat for 5 minutes. Just close the chat. And maybe we should come up with a new word, because everybody's put yes there. Normally, we ask the new people to put yes if they are new, so we can put them into a breakout room. But maybe we can say, I am new. Okay. So if you are new, and tech host, please open the chat again. If you are new and you have never done a session with us before, and if you have not had your self-realization, just put in the chat, I am new. If you've been with us before and if you've attended sessions, just sit back and relax. And if you are brand new, just say, I am new in the chat window. And you don't have to do anything. We will put you in a breakout room where we have Nirmala from Malaysia, and she will be taking you through self-realization and looking after you in those breakout rooms. So is she here? I think, yes, Nirmala is here. Can you please start your camera so we can say hi to you?
Hello, everyone. Hi, Manika.
Welcome for today's session. Thank you so much for facilitating the breakout room today.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'm Nirmala from Malaysia. I'm a retired English teacher. So it's a pleasure to be with you all today.
So it's such a pleasure to have you as well.
Yes. And I will, if I think time is up, I will speak to them later.
Yes, sure. You'll have plenty of time to introduce yourself and talk a bit more in the breakout room, and we'll look forward to welcoming you back after the session as well.
Yes,
So thank you so much for your help today in the breakout room.
my pleasure. Thank you so much.
And we have a very, actually, we have a very global team today that's presenting. So we have Nirmala from Malaysia in the breakout room. We have our lead presenter for today, Camilla, who is actually from Europe, born in France. She's lived most of her life in Italy, and she is here with us today. And last year, she's moved to Melbourne after she got married. So that's the lead presenter for today. And we also have a live musician today, whose name is Rohit, and he's joining us from USA, and he's going to be on the flute. And just a second, Camilla, I just need to say two more things before I hand it over to you. And also, we are going to be doing a Q&A at the end. If you have any questions that you might want to ask us, after we finish the session, the main meditation session, we'll stay here a bit longer. And if you think you have the time, and if you want to spend couple of minutes with us asking questions, please feel free to stay with us. And for the Q&A, we have Hitoshi from Japan, so he will be joining us again. We have Lynn from Canberra in Australia, and our lead presenter, Camilla, is also going to be here answering your questions. So a very global team here today. So welcome on board, Camilla. And Camilla was born in a family who practiced Sahaj. So she's been aware of Sahaj Yoga all her life. But I think in the last 10 years, her own desire to meditate became stronger, and she's been really meditating since the last 10 years. Is that correct?
Yes, I would say that, in the sense, like, since my parents were meditating here before I was born, they introduced me to meditation in very young age. So as a child, you just follow whatever education your parents give you. And this was definitely a very strong base for me. But I would say that later, with my own experience, I could understand the importance of meditation, like in a daily basis. And so I'm very happy to be here today and share this joy of meditation with all of you.
Oh, that is so wonderful. So without further ado, I'll just hand it over to Camilla, who will basically help us understand how to meditate at home and facilitate today's meditation. So thank you, Camilla.
Thank you. So today we are going to use the technique of foot sock to balance our channel, as you did already in the previous section. So I'll let you all organize that. So if you have a bucket, a salt, some water to rinse your feet, and a towel, I'll leave you some time to prepare that. So as today I'll be your presenter, and we will also discuss later about the topic of how to meditate at home. So that will be very interesting to touch it again, because I know some already been in the previous class where they talked about how to meditate at home. But I feel it's always nice to remember and repeat. So I'll let you go and prepare the water and salt. One important thing before you go, and if you can take some moments to just open your hands in front of you if you're nicely seated, and just try to feel what you're feeling, like if you have any sensation on your hands, like it can be one hand is heavier on the other. And if it's the left hands heavier than the right hands, maybe you need a more warm temperature water. And if your right hand is heavier or feel more warm, maybe you need a cool water, more temperature. If you don't know, it will be like room temperature water. Okay, so we'll just wait a few minutes for everyone to get ready. If you don't have a bucket and you don't feel to foot sock, it's all right. You can just follow the meditation. Okay, I had a message from the group. I repeat what I've said. So basically, if you feel your left hand, it's heavier, it's just a very subtle sensation, or is it's more warm than the right, you may need a more warm temperature water. So if you, and on the other hand, if you feel your right hand, it's more warm or heavier, you need to maybe have a cool water. And if both hands are neutral, you just use a temperature room water. That actually will help us to clear out our channel accordingly to what we need. Okay, if we are all ready, hopefully all of you have prepared a nice area for you to meditate. So we can all sit comfortably. As usual, at the beginning of meditation, we will raise our Kundalini. One note. Two notes. Three notes. We'll do our 7 bandhan for the 7th chakra. Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Nabi void, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Ajna, Sahasrara. We can join hands. We can put our feet in water. And place our hands open on our lap. Let's take a few deep breaths just to bring our attention inside in the present moment. We will start by clearing our left channel, while we can put our right hands towards the Mother Earth or towards the water, and keep our left hands open on our lap. We can bow down with our heads and bring our attention on top of our spine, at the base of our spine, sorry. Here we focus our attention on our first chakra on the left side. This is our Muladhara. And here we bow down to our real self, our true self, which is innocence. And we just try to connect to that innocence. Which is the roots of all our subtle system, our true self. Mother Kundalini, I am pure innocence. Now we can bring our attention to our whole left side. And here we can say, Mother Kundalini, please awake within me the desire to be one with my spirits. Mother Kundalini, please absorb all my past and all my conditioning. Mother Kundalini, please dissolve all my unfulfilled and impure desire. We can keep our attention on our left hand as well as on top of our head. And just try to feel if we send any changes of sensation on our hands and on top of our head. Mother, please establish pure love and compassion in my left channel. We'll now bring our attention on our right side to balance our right channel. For that, we bring back our right hands on our lap. We can raise our left hands towards the sky. The finger stretched toward the sky. The right side of our body represents our action, body and mind. So we will cool down our right side, bringing all the heat from our right side from overactivity to the heater element. Here we can say, Mother Kundalini, please take away all the negative things that are in my right channel. And please pass it to the heater element. Please, Mother Kundalini, absorb all our anger, all excessive planning and thinking. Please, Mother Kundalini, awaken within me the recognition that I do nothing and that you are the doer. You do everything. I'm just a witness. I surrender all my action to my Mother Kundalini. Here again, we can bring our attention on the sensation that we may feel on our hands and on top of our head. Any changing of state inside. Now we can bring our left hand back on our lap. Now we both our hands open on our lap. We bring our attention on our central channel. To help our attention to be on the central channel, on the present, we'll be raising our Kundalini from the bottom of our spine to the top of our head. And while doing this, we are going to say Om 3 times. So we can breathe in and say Om together. Om. Second time. Breathe in. Om. Third time. This time, just pay attention to the sounds, how the sounds of this mantra will bring you into meditation by saying it. So, this third time, we can breathe in. Om. This time we can keep our hands on top of our head and we just give it a very light massage. And here from the top of our head, we can raise our hands a few centimeters. And we can try to feel any sensation that we may receive on the palm of our hands. Mother Kundalini, please bring me into the state of meditation, of total awareness. We can put our right hands down and try the same things with our left hands. Just bring our left hands a few centimeters above our head and just try to receive, to feel any sensation. Very well. Now, just take a few moments to see how we feel inside. If there are any difference from when we start and now, after the balancing. Just enjoy the state. Very well. Thank you. We can raise our hand, raise our feet with the water that we have, and dry our feet with a towel or paper towel, whatever you have. And we can come back and try to keep the silence, the state that you are feeling now, and try to keep in a meditative state as much as possible. See you in a moment. Just forgot to say that the water that we use for our cleaning tonight, we can throw it in the toilet, okay? And after that, you can come back. Thank you. Welcome back. Now we can just raise one more time our Kundalini from the base of our spine through all the chakras on the center of our spine to the top of our head, just to bring back our attention inside. Can close our eyes if that make it easier. In this meditative state, We are going to listen to Shri Mataji's talk. So if we can play Shri Mataji's talk, please. And try to keep your hands open to see if you can feel any vibration, any cool breeze through your hands.
You have not entered into any competition here. Just to relax. Just relax. Then the more you want to do about Sahaja Yoga, again you are tense. I have to meditate early in the morning, I have to get up tomorrow early in the morning. You see, you go on pestering yourself, whole night you won't sleep. And when you are meditating, you are losing. Relax. God is looking after you, believe me. He is going to give you realization and He is going to look after you and He is going to wake you up in the morning too. But relax. The first idea that I can do it is wrong. He has to. It's not working out because you think you can do it. If you can come to this conclusion that I cannot do it, it is His mercy, His graciousness has to come. But after realization, you have to do something in the sense, you have to desire. But when I say you have to desire it, again you will say, all right, now I am going to sit down here and nail myself to this place and I am going to sit down and desire. This desire is a dead desire. You see, just pushed onto your head that, oh, I must desire, Mother has told I must desire. You have to be hungry. You don't say that I have to desire that I have to be hungry. The hunger is from within, which is there, no doubt, but is clouded. The hunger is clouded because you have fear. If you put a goat before a tiger and give him to eat, he will reduce with that eating whatever it is. Because it has that fear that there is a tiger which is going to eat him. So first kill all the imaginary tigers around. Again we come back to the same. That desire must come from within. And it is there. What is clouded? Relax. It should not be that I am very relaxed. It's childlike. It's simple. A relaxed person is just like a child. So not to get frightened. Try to relax. That's all. For everybody. But relaxation never means that you are inactive. On the contrary, the person who is relaxed is extremely active on the exterior, but inside is absolutely silent. Absolutely relaxed and at ease. Outside you may feel, as you know now, At this time, tremendous vibrations are flowing. And I can see the flow, tremendous. And all the chakras are doing like this around me. But I see them and they are playing. At the most I may stop talking. But it is flowing. So whether it is for the seeking or for anything else in the world, the first thing is that you must take an attitude of a relaxed witness. If you can do that, then those who are not feeling vibrations will definitely feel. I've seen people on whom I've been working, it wouldn't work out. Of course, they were not rude or even arrogant, but felt very sad that they couldn't get the vibration. So I said, all right, today you go and enjoy the flowers in the garden, enjoy the birds, and talk to the sky and come back to it. It works out. Because you have been always like this. In Sahaja Yoga, you don't have to achieve anything. You become. First you become, and then mentally you understand Sahaja Yoga. But those who try to understand Sahaja Yoga mentally first are really in for trouble. Because when you read it, it sounds so great and you think, oh God, where am I? So, please, if you give realization to someone, take it easy. It will grow. Don't give advent to it next moment. We do it. Why? We think we should impress the person that Sahaja Yoga is a great thing and the person must read advent, so he's come to Sahaja Yoga and will establish this man because he will see and will be impressed. If somebody is going to be impressed by these things, such a person is of no use for Sahaja Yoga. Take it from me. If they are going to be impressed by something exterior and superficial, how far will they go? They have to achieve it within themselves, their own spirit. They have to be impressed by themselves, by their own achievements.
To keep this lovely meditative state, we will keep meditating with the music. So if I can, please, we can have the music. Thank you.
you this month.
So now at the end, we can again bring our hands on our heart level and just take a moment to see what we feel in our hands. If we feel any sensation, any cool breeze, warm breeze, heaviness or lightness, just take a moment to see how we feel inside as well. If we feel more peaceful, calmer, joyful, as now, like at the end of every meditation, we can raise our Kundalini and give the 7 bandhan. 1, 2, 3, and the bandhan. Radhara, Swadhisthana, Nabi void, Anahat, Vishuddhi, Agnya, Sahasrara. We can join our hands and just thanks from our hearts ourselves to give ourselves the opportunity to clear our chakras, to feel connected to our spirits. And of course, we thank our Mother Energy, which makes everything possible and give us this meditative state. Thank you so much. I hope that many of you enjoyed this meditation and felt much more peaceful and balanced from it. We'll now go to the next part of our program, which is how to meditate at home. So we already discussed about this topic in previous section, and while we discuss it about again, it's because it's really important for us to get the habits of meditation, and because it's like working out. Basically, more you do it, better and easier it becomes for us to meditate. All right. So if it's possible to share PDF. Great.
I thought we should set our intention right and prepare for meditation together. All I have is one corner of a room that I have prepared for myself. Some nice plants in the background that always make me feel happy. So I ask you to do the same. Just find yourself a nice and peaceful corner where you can just sit and relax. For today, the preparation that I will do is sufficient for you to have a meditation. However, it can also be a beautiful guide for you to prepare a setup for your own meditation when you're meditating on your own. Sometimes it is just as simple as setting our intentions right, of slowing down, asking yourself, why are we here? Sometimes it is as simple as putting things together that have beautiful vibrations and that help us in concentrating more towards ourselves. A simple photograph of the founder of Sahaja Yoga, who has beautiful vibrations, is sufficient for the same purpose. So we always begin by placing her photograph so we can sit and have a meditation in her presence. It's almost like having your mother who cares about you, who beautifully worries about you and only wants the best for you. So like I said, sometimes just setting your intention right. As simple as putting a vase, as big or as small, with some beautiful roses or any kind of flowers that you have picked up from your own garden or purchased from the supermarket. As simple as lighting a simple candle. A tea light is just as good. Anything that sets your intentions right. That helps you slow down and creates a beautiful environment for you to sit and meditate. Another element is just a lamp that you can add for some extra light and warmth to make you feel like this is your intention, to sit and have a meditation and some time just for yourself. So I welcome you to the journey within.
Thank you so much. Welcome back. If we can have the slides. We just watched a very beautiful video about how to meditate at home, and especially about the topic, how to make a nice, peaceful, happy place for us to do that, because it definitely helps us a lot to have a place that we know is meant for that. So it's very good for our attention to have that, because when it's time for us to meditate, that when we, as we said before, the best time, let's say, to meditate, it's in morning and evening. I mean, there is no best time. Anytime is the best time for meditation, but we suggest that morning and evening as a time for you to do it, to make it as much as possible something to practice and to grow with it. So the videos were showing in a simple way how you can make an altar, prepare a nice place for you to meditate in. So here we go. The morning meditation. What do we do? So as we did tonight and every night, we raise our Kundalini, give ourselves abundance, and we can start with a very simple clearing, balancing our channel. But I would suggest immediately when you raise your Kundalini, take the bandhan, really bring your attention on your feeling. If you feel like in your hands something, so your hands will tell you exactly what are your needs without even thinking about it, right? So you can just feel maybe in your hands like which channel needs to be clear out. Otherwise, you can do also a general one. If you can't feel it, you just go in a simple way, clearing left, right, and central channel. Why we do clearing, as we said before, clearing, it's very important for us because it allows us to go into meditation much easier. So we suggest really to start every meditation with a clearing, if you need so. Then after that, we can listen to Shri Mataji's talk, a short talk, long talk, depends. It's up to you what you feel like. And in the morning, the best is actually to establish the silence of meditation. So you can put a light music just to help you out, to help your attention to go inside. And then the best, after also you listen to Shri Mataji's talk, is to maybe keep in your heart some words of what Shri Mataji said in the talk, and try to practice that in your day or weeks. And as I said, in the morning, it's a very special time to feel the silence, especially if it's early morning. They say the best time it's 4 a.m. meditation, 4:30 a.m. because it's that time when this sunrise, there is a sunrise. So, and everyone also, it's like the nature is asleep, people are asleep. So we will say energetically, it's like much easier to go into meditation. But of course, anytime, like your time, it will be fine. But yes, this is just 4 a.m. We do here, like in the house, I do 6 a.m. meditation. and it's really nice. It really works well, but anytime, of course, works well. So as important thing is to really get into that silence and try to nourish that silence during this morning meditation. Now we go into evening meditation. So as we said, again, we raise our Kundalini, give Bandhan, take Bandhan. And as we did tonight, we do foot soak to balance and clear our channel and chakras. Foot soak is very, very good for that because it really helps to is absorb the element, water element, absorb all the negativity we may have absorbed during the day. If you had a big day at work, anything, it really helps our subtle system to get into balance. After completing our foot soak, we throw away the water, we rinse our feet nicely, dry them, and throw the water. After foot soak, you will really feel that it's much easier actually to meditate. So it's a very good that if you can, after foot soak, after clearing your chakra, and you can feel cool vibration coming from your hands, you can just meditate and you feel like it's much easier to get into the thought, the state after that. So you can meditate silently, listening to a music. And again, you can listen to Shri Mataji's talk, try to absorb whatever she say in a meditative state. That would be the best. And again, the aim of meditation is really to touch to the state of total awareness, because it's there that we can also feel the peace within. We can feel our true self that we call the spirit. And this is really the aim of our meditation, is just to feel that joy and that peace within. So that's all. After that, you raise your Kundalini and take a bandhan to conclude your meditation. We can go to the next slide. All right, here we touch this in the 2 points of Sahaja Yoga meditation, which is clearance and meditation. As we said before, clearance is very important because we need to clear our subtle system to be able to get into the states. Actually, it's much easier if you do so. So what do we clear? We clear the 3 channel, how we did, balancing left, right, center with foot soak or other techniques that we have in Sahaja Yoga, like candling and ice pack. It really depends of how you feel like when you sit down for meditation. See really how you feel. Like, I feel more lethargic, emotional, or like feeling to cry with no reason. Definitely you need to clear your left channel. So I would suggest to use the candling techniques that works very well for the left side. And in another way, if you feel you had a very big day where you had to do many things, planning a lot, you were on your feet all day, definitely you need a foot soak, but cold water, or you can also use a ice pack to put on your liver, which will help you a lot to cool down the thinking process. So these are all things that you can use. It's your tools, it's our tools to help us balancing our channel, our chakras, and then to fully enjoy the meditation. So really the aim of our meditation is to really touch that total awareness state, because it's there that we really feel that connection And again, we feel our spirit, our joy, and it's there that we have the much benefits of all. So these are the two very important parts of Saja Yoga meditation. Right. What to do? I guess we went through everything that we had to talk for tonight. Just want to share that for myself, I really feel like the difference between when I meditate and not meditate, and it's really day and night, let's say. Like especially the morning meditation, it's really important because it really set the day in a good way. It helps me really to remember that, okay, what's important has to put attention aside and not to be carried away with everything that happens around me. So it really it's a reminder to where your attention should be during the day. So it's a very, very nice way to start your day, I would say, one of the best. And in the evening time, the meditation also to clear your chakra, it really helps you a lot. You get a very much better sleep, and you really feel that you're clearing yourself. So also that, I guess, with experience, you will also be more up to feel like things on your hands or in your body. So for example, now I think I can't go to sleep without foot sock because I really feel like I need to clear my chakras, and then afterwards I will feel better and will feel more balanced. So with experience, you'll see the difference even more. So I really welcome all of you to keep going, and don't give up. Just give yourself, be passionate with yourself, and just enjoy meditation. And I will give the word to Monica again.
Thank you, Camilla. Thank you so much. It was a lovely, lovely session. Thank you for all the beautiful explanation and for teaching everybody how to meditate at home. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Don't go away, Camilla. We'll call you back shortly for the Q&A. So thank you so much to everyone who's been here. So I hope today's session would have helped you a little bit more to understand why we need to create a tiny little nook in our homes to meditate. I'll just reiterate one more thing. You can meditate anywhere. Meditation is a tool that you can use at any point of time in your life when you really feel the need for it. So whether you're at work, whether you're outside doing your shopping, and if you feel like you are feeling a bit unsettled, you can just stop and have a meditation at any point, anywhere. However, having a nice place set up at home is only for regularity, so we can meditate every day. Like Camilla said, the continuity is very, very important. And when you put the effort of designing a space, creating a nice, beautiful corner, like we showed you in the video, getting some nice flowers and lighting a candle, lighting an incense, it's just a very, very nice way of setting your intents right and making sure you don't miss on that meditation. And we cannot stress more on how beautiful the vibrations are with Shri Mataji's photograph. So we've already provided you the link. We'll provide the link one more time on the chat now, from where you can download Shri Mataji's photograph, and feel free to print it out and put it in a nice natural timber frame. avoid using plastic because plastic does not have any vibrations. So if you can, just buy a nice natural frame from somewhere, glass frame or a wooden timber frame, and you'll feel the difference once you have a photograph in your home or near your bedstand, or wherever you decide to create that corner. It will make the world's difference in your meditations. So on that note, that concludes the meditation part for today. So thank you all for joining us. As we said earlier before, we will let you know on how we will create a new WhatsApp group. So we can put you all in one group instead of having 3. I understand most of the people wanted to attend, but sometimes life happens and a few people weren't able to attend. So it's not, so it's just nice to create a smaller community, tighter community in a separate WhatsApp group where we, like I said before, we do not have to moderate the chat and keep the groups closed. It'll be really nice if we can keep it open for you to express yourself a little longer. So we'll initiate that by tomorrow, not today. We'll initiate creating a new WhatsApp group for the once a week meditation with all of you, and we'll do that tomorrow. We'll start that process tomorrow. And until then, I hope you'll continue joining us for the rest of the week. We have 5 more days left and 1 more workshop. So we will continue doing self-realization in the breakout room. So if you still feel like you want to invite your friends and family, please feel free to do so. And today we'll be doing a bit of a Q&A. Let me invite our panel for today. We have John Michel. He's also French, but he lives in Sydney in Australia. So welcome, Uncle John. We have Camilla, who was a presenter for today. So welcome, Camilla. Welcome back again, French and in Australia now. And our next presenter is Hitoshi from Japan. So he's also presented a few sessions before. Is he here? And we also have Auntie Lynn from Canberra. So if we can have Lynn on camera as well. I'm hoping they're here.
Hello, I'm Hitoshi. I'm unable to open my video.
Okay, we'll help you out with that.
If you could enable it.
Thank you so much for letting us know. I think we need to make Hitoshi a co-host. And yep, thank you so much. And also the same for Auntie Lynn. If we can just make her the co-host and allow her to turn her video on. There you go. Here we have all the panelists for today who will be facilitating any questions that you ask. They'll be happy to answer them. And just like today, we are doing a Q&A. Tomorrow, we will be facilitating an experience sharing session. So when you start meditating, there's a lot of miracles that happen. You feel like, your ordinary life is taking extraordinary turns. And we've all felt that. So if you're feeling like that, please enjoy it. And those miracles are really, really wonderful. And we thought it would be nice if we can share some of those miracles that happened with us that strengthened our faith and really allowed us to grow deeper into our meditation. So we'll do that tomorrow. It'll be worth listening to some of those stories as you might resonate with some of them. For today, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat window below. And we'll start from there. So in the interim, John Michel, Uncle, do you want to tell a little bit about yourself while we wait for the questions?
Okay. Thank you, Monica. Good evening, Hitoshi and Lynn and Camilla. Very happy to see you. I have been meditating since 1984 in France. And I moved to Australia several years ago, and I still keep meditating. And the reason I'm meditating is that the first time I did this experience of self-realization, I did feel the silence for a few seconds for the first time in my life, and it really triggered my attention and my curiosity. I've never felt like this before, so I came back and tried again. And the more I did this meditation, I realized it did answer a lot of my questions, and it did change, it transformed me. It transformed me in the sense that I could feel some blockages, some obstacles in the way I was living my life, the way I was expressing things, and it virtually transformed me. It's like you were talking about miracle. That's what happened to me in different ways all along my life since I've started meditating, and very happy to share.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. I will come back to you, Auntie Lynn, shortly, because we are still waiting for you to present. So I think Hitoshi ji has presented before, Camilla has presented today, and Uncle Jean Michel has introduced himself. And there's a couple of questions that have come here. And incidentally, both of them are about foot soak. So I'll basically go for the first question to Auntie Lynn. So Auntie Lynn, just quickly introduce yourself and let us know, does it matter if they're asking that if I don't foot soak, will I lose the clearance benefits? I have been putting ice pack on my liver recently, but the question is specifically about foot soak.
So we have to go with what we can do in a day. And if we're unable to have the foot soak, we can use other methods. If we're feeling hot, for instance, we want to cool ourselves down, so that any method will work to some degree. But when we're able to, it's good to try the foot soak and see if it works better. What we can achieve, it's not going to be the end of the world if you can't do your foot soak sometime, but if you get a chance to try it, once you feel a benefit from one of those techniques, you kind of want to do it more. That's a very general answer, but it depends on your condition as well. So go by how you feel. And if you feel it's okay if I have it or don't have it, then that's how it is for you that day. But if you feel still hot after I put the ice pack and what can I do, then you may want to try that foot soak if you can, possibly. Even if you can put your feet in the ocean or some version of foot soaking, it will benefit.
I will just say I can be very lazy with foot soak at times, and I think Weber would agree with that. And there are days when I feel like, it's getting late, I just want to sit and watch some TV and I don't want to foot soak, but I do agree that when I consistently foot soak every day, I do feel much better. And like Lynn said, you can miss it a few days, but you'll feel the world of a difference if you do try a little bit and just have a foot soak. One thing I have to say, somebody also asked me on WhatsApp, and they said that it's very hard to take the foot soak bucket, and it's a bit of a chore. So you don't have to travel around from one corner to the other when you're doing a foot soak. Just stay close to where you fill your bucket and just set up there. But just try not to miss a foot soak if possible. Like Auntie Lynn said, if your health allows you to lift a bucket and bring it and have a foot soak, it's worth having it, even though I'm saying it and I can also be lazy at times, which goes to say it's all right, you can feel like that. But there was also another question about foot soak, which I will probably go to Hitoshi ji for that. The question was that can we do a foot soak during a shower?
Okay. Interesting question. It's a there's a physical sphere of our being, of course. So where we need to cleanse our physical being, which is the shower. Taking shower is cleansing of our physical being. But we want to go to the subtler part, and to go to the subtler part, we need to have a nice, relaxed, but good attention. And that attention needs some focal point. And that focal point should be our spirit. And whenever our spirit is in the focal point, and then it gives us, the bridge to go to the subtler sphere. So the cleansing is done in a subtle level instead of only on the surface of the physical body. So actually, it is very nice to differentiate to both things. I think, to take shower is for the physical being, but we need to take shower inside, which is actually the foot soaking. So that's more for the internal cleansing. Please add any comments if you have.
No, that sounds really, really good. Thank you for that. And again, it's the intention. I think like you can go to the beach and still have a shower. You can dip yourself in the ocean, but you still have to take another shower, right? So it's the intention of really having a bucket ready and doing a foot soak. And it really, really works. We actually have a lot of questions coming in, so I'll ask a few more. I'll go to Uncle John Michel for the next one. They're saying, I feel some tingling in one of my fingers. So when should I perform? Like, when should I clear them? Is it after the balancing or before?
All right. So the thing that's important, in my view, with meditation is to keep our focus on our spirit, and to keep our focus on our spirit is to become to be aware of our inner self. This is the goal of meditation. So when we feel tingling, it shows that our Kundalini, our motherly energy, is actually doing the clearing at that moment. That's why we feel something. So we don't need to, first of all, we don't need to worry about it because the clearing is already happening. The most important to allow this clearing to happen is to be balanced. So before we act on this specific tingling that we feel, let us first try to feel the silence, feel the balance, feel the security within us. And to do this, foot soaking is really good because it's a very simple technique. We're using water and salt, and these two elements help balance the left and right side spontaneously. We don't have to do anything. Just sit in the water, open our hands, and just relax for 10 minutes. And sometimes, without doing anything, without thinking of anything, without doing any movement, we just feel very relaxed and balanced. Once we are in that state, if you feel some tingling, then you can go through different techniques that we know and try to help. If it doesn't work out, just leave it and try to keep to your balance and let the day go through. And maybe in the evening, do another foot soak again. And you will be surprised that while you are not thinking about these things, this loving power that creates everything, that works out the world and nature, is very anxious inside us to help us out. And this is what works out, is this loving power within us is doing it all the time. So we don't need to worry too much.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Uncle John Michel. I hope that answers your question. The next question here is from Elaine, and she's asking, what is the time frame to get your self-realization? So maybe Camilla, do you want to answer that one? She's saying that I know that everybody is unique in their own life experiences. She, however, has not felt any warmth, cool breeze, or tingling on her hands. So what is the time frame? I'll just reiterate one thing here, Elaine, that you already have your self-realization. So I guess what you're trying to ask is what is the time frame of feeling the warmth or the cool breeze or the tingling on the hands, because she hasn't felt anything yet.
Okay. Also for that, as you said very well, we are all unique. So definitely, even for that, like to feel, it's not the same for everyone. Some people may feel it immediately. Some can take days, weeks, months. It's really like it's a living thing. So as you said, like we are all different, and it can happen that you don't feel it. And as Uncle Jean-Michel said, it's okay. I mean, in the sense like we don't feel it. It's okay. In the sense like it will come for sure, because this is the way this energy manifests. And also the sensitivity to that will develop with time. So I know there is like also one chakra, which is especially, it will help us when it's clear to feel the vibration more, which is the Vishuddhi chakra. So more we meditate and we work, we help this chakra to clear out. Also, our vibration, the feelings will increase with that. So again, it's really a matter of time, and to allow this energy to clear out. And that's how, like with practice, and to clear out the chakras, and especially maybe putting attention on this chakra, especially if you don't feel it, and just let the I would say everything happen in a way. This is what
Yeah, absolutely. So like there's no time frame. We'll all agree there's no time frame. We cannot tell you when you'll start feeling it, but it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And for some people, they might feel things very instantly. And for some people, it might take a few months. And it's absolutely okay. As long as you're feeling peaceful from within, you can, as Camilla said, keep working on your Vishuddhi, this energy center. It'll increase your sensitivity to feel vibrations. So thank you for that, Camilla. So now Oksana is asking 2 questions. So I'll probably put one to Hitoshi-ji and one to Auntie Lynn. So this is a very deep question. So Hitoshi-ji, first one is, why would we like to be thoughtless? Are our thoughts our enemy? How can I understand that these thoughts are from my ego and these thoughts are from my divine? Like, she's trying to understand, how do you tell which thoughts are from divine and which thoughts are from the ego? And essentially, are these thoughts our enemy?
Okay.
Why do we need to be thoughtless?
Okay. Interesting and nice question. I think in my opinion, the thoughts are not our enemy, and it's nothing to fight with. But it is like a wave on the pond, and when we are thoughtless, we can see the depth of the pond, and when the wave is there, then we can't see the depth of it. So we can't see the entirety or the full volume of the reality. So we want to see the depth of the reality. We want to see the entirety of the reality. We want to realize it, because whatever we think, whatever we see, whatever we perceive by our 5 senses can deceive us, or it can be just a part of us, part of our perception. It's not the reality itself. So to know the reality, to become the reality itself, we want to silence our reaction to the outer stimuli. When we are completely zero in our reacting to the outer stimuli, then it is the maximum, it enables us to use our maximum power or maximum resources to be one with the reality. So we don't want to be in the cocoon. We don't want to be in that, echo chambers, or we don't want to be, capsuled in our own imagination and world, or own complacence. You see what I mean? So we want to perceive. We want to be part of the reality, and we want to perceive the reality itself. So for that purpose, I think it's nice to reduce the reaction to the outer stimuli. And another thing is to realize that we are having thoughts. It's a good step, actually. And at the same time, I must admit that to think properly, we need to take rest. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't think. We need to think when we need to think. But the problem is that we are thinking unnecessarily all 24/7. So that can be reduced at least.
Very well said. Very well said. So he's a clinical psychologist and he's spoken like one, made it very, very clear for all of us to understand a very, very hard and deep question. So on that note, I'm going to continue and ask, how can I ask Divine to help me to receive the answer from her, to help solve some issues? Are there any instructions, like how do we reach the Divine? If you would just want to continue answering that.
Me?
Yeah. And then I have
okay.
mindful and mind-empty
Right.
question for Auntie Lynn.
Okay. All right. Could you repeat it again? Sorry.
So the last part of the question was that how do we understand which thoughts are coming from ego, which thoughts are coming from Divine, and how can I ask the Divine to help me and to receive the answers from her to help solve any issues? Are there any instructions?
We call it Mahata Hankar, the ego of the collective consciousness. That doesn't depend on us. We cannot manipulate it. We can only surrender to that. So it's a bigger will of this universe. And when we feel that we should manipulate outer world in the way that we want, we are trying to react to the reality. We are trying to change something outside. But when we feel that we can leave it and let it go, then we are ready to follow the greater will than ourselves. So the surrendering, when we feel that, when we feel like surrendering from inside in a very spontaneous manner, then that's the time that we are on the flow. But when we are trying to resist or trying to change something outside, then we need to be aware, at least, that we are trying to change something and it might go against the greater will.
Absolutely. And slowly the sensitivity on your hands will always tell you when you're connected to the Divine. So whenever you have any things that you want to communicate to the Divine, to this energy that's flowing, if you can just open your hands and in your meditation, just surrender anything that you want to tell the Divine. Like Hitoshiji said, just surrender it. Surrendering basically lets go of the ego, and it also offers that thought to the Divine. And then in your vibrations, you will start getting all the answers. And that is the communication. So the only instruction is to slowly just try to surrender and pay attention to what you're feeling on your hands. And if your mind is slowly slowing down in terms of thoughts, like Hitoshiji said, if those waves are calming down.
Well, that I advise to be in the state of joy helps a lot. The experience of joy, actually force us to surrender because it's so much of joy. So we want to surrender to that. We want to be dissolved into that. So we don't want to resist that. We just want to be dissolved into it.
Yes,
so
because
joy is the key.
Yeah, joy has no duality, like, happy and sad, this and that, but joy is just joy.
It's much more than that. Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to, when Hitoshi was speaking, I felt something about that, and is that why do we want to be thoughtless? Is if we can imagine a very small baby in the arms of his mother, and this small baby, he's full of joy and he's completely satisfied and completely fulfilled. And what I want in my life, I want to feel that bliss. So if to feel that bliss, I can become thoughtless and just feel that I am taken care of and just relax completely, this is great. So if we can experience this just a little bit, it's worth trying to be thoughtless.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
really true.
So I hope that answers your question, Oksana. It was a very, very deep question. So Auntie Lid, next one. What is the difference between mindful meditation and mind empty meditation?
So I'm not quite sure of what mindful meditation is, but the name sounds like what it may be, which is the mind is full. And what we're trying to do is connect with our spirit and the divine through the feeling of our heart. So rather than our mind, we're going to our heart, to our spirit, and then beyond our mind. So I would think that is the difference, is that it's not in the mind. It's that space between those thoughts of the mind where we go to our heart, our spirit, and then to the seat of our spirit in our Sahasrara.
Yeah.
And again, like we were talking about thoughts. So one is mind full and one is mind empty. So
No, but the key, what Lynn was said was very good, is that thoughts are good. There's nothing wrong with the thoughts, but the gap between the thoughts that gives us the consciousness, the pure reality of the pure consciousness of reality. And that's why it's so important. If we can get that gap in silence, then our thinking is pure.
and like Hitoshiji said that, you have to know when to think and you have to also know when not to think. So thinking all the time is not good, just stresses the brain too much and triggers a reaction on unnecessary things. So thank you, Uncle John Michelle. Thank you, Auntie Lynn. So next one, Camilla. So Devi has asked that I'm participating from day one on this program, and I have experienced many miracles along this. So that's really wonderful to hear. Thank you so much for the wonderful feeling. But I just want to know why, if we go out and come back home, I feel very heavy on my left side. So maybe they feel really, really good when they're meditating, but when they go out and come back, like most of us, they feel very heavy on the left side.
Yes. One explanation, it may be that now, because you got your self-realization and you got this bit more this sensitivity to the subtle which is around you and inside of you, you may I would say you become kind of an instrument of this power. That means that wherever you go, you can also feel or absorb whatever vibration are on the environment or of people. So maybe if you just introspect and why you feel that, like maybe you can see it can be from whatever you did during the day, like of something like you met some particular person or whatever happened during the day. If you felt sad for something for too long, or that may because if you feel left hands heavy, that means that your left side, emotional side, it's imbalance, all right? And so yeah, you will look more onto the emotional side. But sometimes, as Uncle was saying, is it may be just your energy clearing out something, and sometimes we don't know the reason. This is also true. So again, I think it's a part like where you put your attention. It's good to clear out. You see, you feel things, but at the same time, okay, your attention has to be in the spirit. So again, it's important, but also not that important. No, it's a bit that way I feel for myself. And definitely you can do, if you feel left side like heavy, you can use the Mother Earth. It's very good for left side negativity, let's say. So you can put your right hand on Mother Earth and keep your left hands open on your lap. towards the Shri Mataji's picture, or if you're in nature, that would be even more like very, very good, because you can really touch Mother Earth, and you
Camilla, do you wanna just quickly just tell them what is the affirmation that we would take to clear the left?
Sure.
And,
You can.
whoever's asked this question, if you just wanna, and in fact, all of us can quickly try that together. If we do it together, it works faster. So we can just do it together, and let's see if that clears our left side.
Yes. So with the left hands on the lap, right hands towards the Mother Earth, or touching the Mother Earth, depends where you're sitting. You just keep your attention inside. And here we ask Mother Earth, please absorb all the negativity from my left side, all the imbalance.
That definitely feels much nicer. So I hope that's all you need to do to clear your left side. Just keep your left hand open, right hand on the Mother Earth, and just repeat these affirmations when you come back home, when you clear your left side. And also just balance yourself by clearing your right as well. You might not realize, but it's when you're going out and coming back, it's always nice to clear your right, left, and then come in the center. So just use the handouts or the previous recordings to clear yourself from that. So thank you so much, Camilla. Thank you for that. Next question is okay. My next question is on giving self-realization. This is by Juan. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Juan's asking about giving self-realization to someone else. What does this mean? I'm thinking this implies on us giving self-realization or them giving self-realization. So question is about giving self-realization to someone else. What does this mean? So who wants to put up their hand to answer this question? Anyone? Any takers?
Sure.
Yeah, Auntie Lynn?
So it's one candle enlightening another candle. So when we are enlightened, we can also enlighten someone else. All of us can do that, in fact. So all of our kundalinis react to the kundalini of someone who's enlightened already. That's the short version.
A very clear version, in fact. So that's exactly what it is. One candle lighting another candle. So in fact, all of you who've attended this session should be able to give self-realization to others now that you've had your self-realization and you're meditating. And it's like when somebody smiles and the other person smiles in return. So, it's spreading the joy. So yeah, absolutely. Most of you should be able to give realization to others now as well. And I hope some of you will participate in the next session with us and be on this side and help other people out and reach out to them. So, we can grow this community bigger and bigger. So yay for that. And all right, next question is, after raising Kundalini while tying on the Sahasrara to feel left hand, I felt some circular vibrations on the palm, which is very, very good. Okay, so they felt vibrations on the left hand. So, when you check, they felt vibrations on the left hand, but when they were testing with their right hand, they didn't feel anything on the right palm. Now, what does that mean? So, Hitoshi-ji, what does that mean?
Okay. It means left hand is cool, right hand is not cool, right? So
Yes.
left hand or the left channel is clean enough to to feel cool. When the channel is clean enough, then we feel cool. And when it's not that clean, then we feel tingling or some sort of a heat. So the on the side, the right side is more to do with our activity, mental and physical activity. And when we use it a lot, so it can accumulate lots of heats or some disturbances and then distractions. And it implies the right side is little bit in need of care. So I think the simplest is to take the help of the sky like this to cleanse the right side, to balance, because your left side is working properly, so only the right side you can work on.
So basically just need to work on your right side a bit more. And so there's three things that can happen. Either you will feel cool, or you will feel heat or tingly, or you won't feel anything. So ideal is to feel the cool. And if you're not, then you just need to clear it a bit more and strengthen it. Slowly, you'll start feeling the cool on your right as well. So thank you, Hitoshi ji. The next question is, just trying to make sure I don't miss any questions. Okay. I get very sleepy when I meditate. This happens always. I just want to sleep. Also, I haven't felt any clearing yet. Thank you for organizing these meditation sessions. So you're welcome. I'm very, very happy that you've been attending. Now, the question is that I get very sleepy when I meditate. This happens always. I just want to sleep. And I haven't felt any clearing yet. So, Uncle John Michel?
Yeah. So I haven't felt any clearing. I'm not too sure what this means, but the fact that you feel sleepy is the opposite of what Hitoshi explained, is that if you feel sleepy, it means that your left side might need some help or some balancing. So there is nothing wrong with that. It's just that if you need to sleep, you don't need to fight that. If you need to sleep, you have to sleep. But if you feel sleepy during meditation, if you place your right hand on the Mother Earth, as Camilla was doing before, and the left hand on the lap, if you're using Shri Mataji's photograph, you direct your hand towards Shri Mataji. If you're in nature, you leave it on your lap. And if you have a candle, you can also use the candle for the left side, which means you put the candle in front of your left hand while you have your right hand on the Mother Earth. And just try like this without doing or thinking too much. Just let the fire element just clear out your left side without thinking about it. The left side usually takes longer to clear than the right, I found. So you might have to do that technique of clearing the left side every day for a few days, and then you can start feeling the difference. Shri Mataji has spoken a lot about the channels, how to balance left channel and right channel. So this is not going to be resolved in a day, maybe. It depends on how deep this imbalance is. Try to, whatever you feel anyway, try to see if you feel joy and the peace within. Because while the Kundalini is working out our channels, we might not feel clear on our hands, whether it's cool, whether it's warm, but at least let's see if you feel the peace, if we're relaxed. That's the most important. Yep,
Absolutely. And most importantly, as he said, don't fight it. If you're feeling a bit sleepy, it's okay. Just clear, and slowly, it should get better from there. So thank you, Uncle Hitoshi. The next question is, oh, that's a really nice comment here. Thank you, co-host, for this meditation. Now I'm imagining how I went 20 plus years not knowing I had energy centers within me and that I can access them to create peace and balance within me. Now, when I see someone angry and using foul words, they are not in balance, and it's not about me. What a wonderful realization, and makes us so happy to read that. Thank you so much for sharing. Somebody has asked, is it okay to be seated on grass and soak in soil? I realize I get a lot of answers and energy from Mother Earth, and it keeps me more stable. Foot soaks make me sleepy. So Camilla, I'll give this one to you. So they're saying that they feel really good when they're sitting on the Mother Earth, and they feel more stable, but the foot soaks make them a bit sleepy.
I agree. Mother Earth is great. It's great for that. So keep doing. If you feel that it works better for you, just keep doing that if you can, when you can. It's just foot soaking. I would say it's a homemade nature environment because the original foot soak, it's a river, it's the ocean, that's the region. So we try to recreate this in our house. So the main the origin of all of that is Mother Nature. So definitely, if you feel like for now, like sitting on the Mother Earth help you more, just keep doing that. That's great. That's what I feel to say.
I think a lot of people who are very, very overactive and very, very right-sided also tend to feel sleepy when they're meditating and having foot soaks. So maybe see if you are a very right-sided person, if you're very active, and if you're very, very, if you really go out and about during your day, that could be the reason why you feel sleepy.
Yeah, that's true.
When you're doing a foot soak. So if that is the case, you might not realize, but foot soak might really help you cool down. So you might really benefit from foot soaks as well. But like Camilla said, just continue sitting on Mother Earth as long as you feel it's actually really, really good. Very, very clearing for the first 3 energy centers, the earth element. So definitely go for it. So thank you so much for that question. And thank you, Camilla, for the answer. The next question is, is being joyful a sign of awakening during meditation? Who wants to answer that? Is being joyful a sign of awakening during meditation?
I think the answer is in the question.
Do you want to elaborate a bit more?
Yeah, I mean, the joy is a very subtle inner satisfaction, I feel. And for me, that's what drives me in my life. More for vibrations is what we can describe as physical feelings, but for me, the joy is more important for me. It's the deep joy that we feel when we do something or when we meet someone is what shows me this is right. This is the right person. This is the right action. The joy is so important. And I am an architect, and when I design something, I keep trying a new option, a new solution. And when I feel the joy, I stop because I know it's there.
That's it. So he's already answered that, and we've already mentioned before, joy has no duality. There is no other emotion for joy. It's just very, very pure emotion. So that is why we associate that with very pure happiness. There's nothing but happen, like purity with joy. Camilla, I'm going to come to you for the next question because you will relate to this. They say this is from NS. I don't know the full name. And they said that they're joining in from California, US, and they have attended all the sessions since 5th August. So bravo for that, because it's 3:45 in the morning for California.
Wow.
So woohoo! Thank you for attending all the sessions so early in the morning.
Wow.
So exciting to see that. The question is, this is first time for me to be with Sahaj Yoga, but have been meditating since childhood, but was on and off. Question is there anything one should feel within the body on the chakra points, and what should this feeling be like? And do we need to be focused on specific chakra per day or all of them in one session?
Mhm. Well, I feel like
So I'll repeat, is there anything that one should feel within the body or on the chakra points? Like what is it that they should be feeling?
yeah.
And the second part is that should they be focusing on one chakra per day or should they be working on all the chakras in one session?
You can feel definitely you can feel the Kundalini working in your body. Like you can feel the chakra on your body, like actual body, and you can feel your chakra on your hands and also on top of your heads. So definitely when we do the balancing or we put the attention in specific chakra, as we did in all the section, like we went through all the chakra, you may feel that specific chakra on your body or on your hands. So there are some days where, I mean, I would say days of the week where there's specific chakra, which are, for example, the Muladhara chakra, it's Tuesday. So like there are some days where it's more, more, I would say, you can put attention on a specific chakra. But I think when you sit down and meditate, it's what's important really like to see what is your state in the present moment, like to really focus on what you feel in the moment and just do whatever it helps to balance out and just to understand, like when you practice, like understand what you need in the moment to get to that state. So again, to get to the meditation. So if you feel like you're thinking too much, so maybe, okay, let's balancing, like put a high spark on your liver. This is like all we are saying, that basically you can use all these tools to get to the state. So it's more about what you feel in the moment and just do accordingly to get to the state again. This is what I if anyone else anything to add.
Just one thing is that I think this question might come because there are some people who teach other types of meditation around, and sometimes some gurus give a mantra or a specific thing that they have to focus on all day and all of this. Sahaja Yoga is sahaj. It is spontaneous, it is natural, and it is according to what you need in the moment. So the knowledge addresses all the chakras, all the aspects of the body, and the only thing we need to really achieve is the balance and the joy. If we need to focus on a specific chakra, as long as we are balanced, it's going to be beneficial. If we are not balanced, it's not going to do anything. Like some people will chant mantras, but if they don't have the connection first, these mantras, they are not going to help anything. This is my own experience over these years. It's an actual experience. We have seen many people coming from other types of meditation, and actually they had blockages in some chakras because they didn't have that awakening in the first place. So that's very important. So we have to be patient and focus on the balance. And the joy is like the cherry on the cake. Is when we are balanced, the joy is amazing.
Yeah. So I think the takeaway from this is that either you try to feel on your hands and see if anything in specific needs your attention. So if all, like we've already told you, some fingers all fingers represent different chakras. So if that is the case, you can then concentrate on clearing that out. As Camilla said, and as Uncle John Michel said, then balance yourself. If not, then if you can't understand in particular what you're feeling on your fingers, it's a very good idea to just work on all the chakras while you're meditating. You don't have to spend hours doing it. In just 15 minutes, you can still go through all the energy centers, take the affirmations, and just bring yourself in balance. And that should help you. So thank you, Uncle John Michel. Thank you, Camilla. And I hope that answers your question. The next one, I'm going in a bit of a random order, but I'll try to cover all the questions. I really thank you all for your patience. So next one is by Abdesh, and Abdesh is asking, what if you feel tingling sensation concentrated in the center of your scalp just after you raise your Kundalini? So if I might say it so myself, when I got my self-realization for about, I think, a few months, I would constantly feel a little bit of tingling here, like, you know, tick, 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 tick. Like, I just felt like this was very, like, I can't explain, but it felt like something was tingling right in the center of my scalp. And I used to enjoy that feeling so much. I used to feel like, oh, that would just bring my attention straight up here. So it just reminded me of being in meditation. And I felt like that was my connection. So I the only reason I'm answering this is because I really relate with that. For a long time, I could feel that. And I wish I could feel that now as well. That sensation sort of slowed down after a while and it stopped. I started feeling it on my hands quite later. But I really cherish that feeling on my scalp. So if you're feeling that, I would say enjoy it. And it's just a nice reminder that you have to stay here. So for me, that's what I used to, that was my take on it, that, you know, it reminded me to be on my Sahasrara, which was so nice. And the second part of their question is there any particular advice you would give to somebody who has recently had kidney donation surgery? So Abdesh, on that, we can actually connect you with a Sahaj Yogi who has recently donated their kidney. Her name's Hetty. So I'll try to put you in touch with her. And she would be fantastic to give you advice on that because she's gone through that surgery herself. She donated her kidney to her neighbor's son whose kidneys weren't functioning. So I'll definitely connect you with her and she might be able to advise you. But is there anything else anybody would like to say here about that? All good. Okay, Abdesh, please just send me a text on WhatsApp and I'll try to connect you to Auntie Hetty and she will be the best person to give you practical advice. The next one, I'll go to Auntie Lynn. By having curiosity, would like to know, how do you feel after complete Kundalini awakening? Is there still soul has to continue journey afterwards? So basically the question is, how do you feel after complete Kundalini awakening?
I think it's an ongoing journey. And that feeling increases as you carry on. So I don't think you come to a point where you can say, I'm completely self-realized now. It's like an onion or where the layers are still unfolding and you find more things that you can correct about yourself. Because ultimately, when you get your self-realization, the next step is to become the reflection of the all-pervading, so that we're trying to perfect ourselves so that divine can see themselves in us. So we're on that journey, all of us together. And the fact that we're here still means we're still on that journey. So it's not an end point that we're aiming at. It's just the continuation of that process of perfecting ourselves.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Absolutely. It's an ongoing journey. You still lead your life normally, still get caught up in a few things, come back home, clear yourself, and try to grow higher and higher in your depths where things bother you less and less with time. So very well said, Auntie Lynn. Thank you so much. And one more question, Hitoshi-ji, I'll come to you for this one. Your one has sent me a direct message saying, how do you give self-realization to others? So continuing from asking, she is asking now, how do you give self-realization to others?
Well, first of all, we have to have a joy ourselves, and we want to feel the joy together with that person. So there's a natural, spontaneous desire from ourselves, and to express that, we have a very structured way to give that, Kundalini awakening. So just like we did, we have a very beautiful structure given by our teacher, putting the right hand on the different part of the left side to actually establish the pure desire within us. So, for instance, we say, am I the spirit? Am I my own master? Please give me the pure desire, pure knowledge. All these affirmations we can do together with the person who you want to give the realization to. And that's how we dive into the joy together, and then connect to the source together. And then we really understand each other from the totally different dimension. So that's a really beautiful thing, like Lynn said, that enlightening that the other candle. So this is how this joyful opportunity is made.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you would like to give real self-realization to somebody, and if you're feeling a little underconfident, just contact us and we'll help you out. We'll try to make you a bit more confident with the process, but trust me, it works just like it's working right now. And we were able to give self-realization to all of you. You can easily transfer it. And it's a very relatable feeling. I think when we all came to Sahaj, we wanted to give it to somebody. And that's the joy, again, of being able to share it with somebody else. So please, if you feel like you want to give self-realization to somebody, just reach out and we'll help you out with that. So on that, the next question is, could you please clarify, what do you mean by feeling vibrations from divine Kundalini? Is it only cool breeze or something else? Who wants to answer that? Uncle John Michel?
Yeah. Feeling vibrations. You can feel it in the hands as a cool breeze. You can feel it on top of your head as a cool breeze. You can feel it on your body as cool, as relaxation of that part of the body. You can feel the vibrations as silence. You might not feel the cool, but you might feel the silence. Personally, when I started meditation with Sahaja Yoga, I couldn't feel the vibrations on my hands for the first 3 months. So I was relying on what I was feeling inside in my state of being. So I was putting more focus on the peace, on the joy, and gradually it cleared, probably as Camilla was explaining in the beginning, this chakra, the 5th chakra, if it is not clear, all the nerves go through this chakra to the hands. So if this chakra is not very clear, then we might not feel very well on the hands. And also some people feel on the feet. So this is what we mean by feeling the vibrations. And once we have that confidence in the vibrations that we feel, then it helps us a lot in our life to make decisions, to help other people. But first of all, we need to find our own balance.
Absolutely. Very well said. Thank you, Uncle. So I hope that answers your question. The next one, I think, Hitoshi-ji, that's specifically for you. And they've said that they've said that this meditation has helped me. This is from iPhone, I don't know the name. But this meditation has helped me deal with my childhood trauma. I realize all the thoughts that had bothered me, they bother me less, and I am able to forgive. Now, would you say it's not a good idea to go to therapy because you have to go back through the past and re-experience all the trauma?
Okay. Yeah, this is a very important part and a very intricate and subtle thing to discuss, because each case is very different. But it appears to me the person who is asking this question is feeling the joy during the meditation and already feeling the significant improvement during this meditation. And then after the meditation, he feels the traumatic trigger works less. So the trauma is called trauma when it's re-experienced, you know, and then that re-experiencing of the traumatic incident, if it impacts that person, then it's a repetitive, tricky thing. But if it gradually disappears, or if the impact, of course, we don't lose the memory, but the impact of that memory can gradually decrease. And the best way to decrease is to be in balance and to let it go and forgive. So he is already in a good track. And as long as he is forgiving, it's working. It's working. And he can see going to the therapy triggers more of this feeling, and it decreases. That it might not be the case that he will be benefited with that therapy.
There you go. That's coming from a clinical psychologist himself. So if
yeah, but generally speaking, I have to admit one thing, that meditation cannot be the substitute for the therapy, because the therapy works in a different way, and then the meditation works different way. So I cannot say as long as you are meditating, you don't need to go to the therapy. That's overgeneralizing. But in his case, what I feel is that he's in a good track, because he's forgiving, he's feeling the difference already, and he's in the flow. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And I congratulate him.
Yeah. So just keep forgiving, and as we said before, when you forgive, you're actually freeing yourself from that memory, which is really, really good. So since it's getting quite late, we'll just take a couple of more questions, and I do apologize if we haven't been able to answer all the questions up until now. We'll try to answer them in the next Q&A, which will be day after. We'll make a note of all the questions if we've missed any. So because of time constraint, we might not be able to answer all, but we'll definitely try to answer them as we go through this week. So just last two questions now. So Charmaine saying that it is just yesterday she felt something circular sensation on her hand. So that's really, really wonderful. So good to see that you've started feeling the vibrations, and that's it. There's one day when you'll just feel it, which is fantastic. So the next question is, as a mom that has a 10-year-old boy, how can we introduce our kids into this wonderful journey? Is it early to introduce a child to Kundalini and these realizations? So Camilla or Auntie Lynn, either one of you?
I can answer this.
Yeah.
I've been doing with other Saja yogis and some realization or meditation class in schools. So with children from very young age, and even from 5 years old, and they are they meditate very well in their own way. It's not like sitting, for a long time, not moving. It's a bit different. Maybe it's more playful, but you can still raise their Kundalini and they can feel it. They can really, you can see them, their eyes, everything change. They really are very sensitive to Kundalini awakening and to vibration. So definitely you can share this with your own child. And as well, I think some yogis have some materials as well. Like I know there are some material for children as well about meditation. So meditation for children, and that maybe we can share also this kind of material if you're interested. But definitely, yes, it's they can feel it from very, very young age. So they're very good on that. I think they already are in meditation more than we are. So definitely it's very nice to introduce them to this, to the meditation, so they can practicing, or be surrounded by like be educated about that. It's very, very good. Yeah, you can definitely start with that.
Absolutely. So it's coming from, that's very well said. Thank you so much. So I hope that answers your question. And if you need help in finding some sessions for them, we can also try to find out some ongoing sessions for kids. Can't promise, but we'll definitely try to find some, and we'll keep you posted if that might help. Because there are some meditations for kids that are also organized. You could also find in your local areas if there's any collective, and if they organize sessions for kids, that will be very, very nice. When kids meditate together, it's even more joyous, and that might really benefit your children as well. So last question is, this is from Oksana. Again, a very deep question. Oksana, you're on fire with all these deep questions. She's asking, so please let me know which one of you would like to answer this. The question is, could you please describe the point of view of Shri Mataji about how everything is organized in the world, in the universe, in the mind, about divine versus spirit? So again, like I said, it's a very deep question. Can you please describe the point of view of Shri Mataji about how everything is organized in the world, or in the universe, or in the mind?
I think we will need to play Shri Mataji's talk in the next session, because she, in her own words, she has described this very well.
Absolutely.
The creation talk, I think.
Yes. And Oksana, I can actually forward that talk to you as well. So you can listen to that talk in the meantime. And if possible, it's a long talk. Goes for about almost an hour. But it's a very, very beautiful, deep talk about the creation of the world and how creation happened. So we'll definitely share that with you. So Uncle John Michel, that's right. We'd have to hear it in her own words. So last question before we close for today. This is from Sandra. My left side is physically decompensated by an accident, and therefore the whole body and my health. I'm waiting for an operation. Can that affect my cleanliness and balance? Thank you very much. So she's had an accident because of which her left side needs an operation. Will that physical trauma on her body affect her inner side, like her subtle system from inside?
Yeah, but personally, I don't think so. I think it's, I mean, it is all woven between physical, spiritual, emotional. So obviously, anything happens to us has an effect, but the spiritual is more powerful. If her desire is to achieve a full self-realization and peace in her life and connection to the truth, to the spirit, no matter what happens, it will succeed. It will reach there. The fact that we have our self-realization has shown me that it prepares us much better for anything else. You see, disease happened to all of us. It happened before our self-realization. It might happen after. But the self-realization is the most important happening in our life, because it puts us in contact, direct contact with what we are. So whatever we go through in our life, if we are self-realized, whatever happens, it will be easier. We are taken care of for sure. This is my experience.
Absolutely. Yep. And some of you have said we'll try and share. Yeah, I'll share the talk, the link to the talk. It's a very, very beautiful talk by Shri Mataji. I'll share that on the WhatsApp chat as well. I'll find the link and post it there. So for what it's worth, please listen to the talk after you've had your meditation so you can absorb the depth of what she's saying. It's only possible after you've had your meditation and when you're in balance and your mind's not going all kick, 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 kick. So try to hear that after
Tick,
your
tick, tick, tick.
meditation.
I like that.
I think that's pretty much it. So I think yes, Japan has said that I had a near-death experience and had some beautiful opening. Hope this sessions helped me become more stable. So definitely, Japan, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but one thing we'll have to reiterate here, meditation has to be practiced without, when you're trying, for example, Sahaj Yoga, don't try any other meditations. It's not recommended. We cannot force you, obviously. You are your own masters. You know what you have to do. But if we were to recommend, we will say, do not practice anything else at the same time. It's like taking medicine. If you're taking one particular medicine and trying other medicine as well, you will not know which medicine is actually benefiting you. So in order to fully receive the benefit of one thing, you have to try it just once. And if it doesn't work to you, then you say, okay, it didn't work for me and I'll leave it. And then you try the next thing. But if you mix it all up, then you can't really tell what is it that's actually helping you. And in general, it's not a good idea to be seeing any souls or anything like that, as I think I had read in one of your questions there. It's not a good idea to see that. Will anybody here like to put a little bit more light on that? Because I think, Antilin?
Yeah, so if we go into collective superconscious or subconscious, going to those extremes of it's imbalance, basically. Yes. You can see things, but it's not a good idea. In fact, it's a very bad idea because those souls might hang around you and you'll be constantly feeling ultimately sickness in your chakras if you're getting attached to souls that are far out in the collective subconscious or superconscious. So just be in balance and see you should just let go of those things. And sometimes people get attached to seeing the things and then that keeps you in that imbalance. So just let it go. If you see it, just let it go. Try not to react and be in balance, basically.
Yep, and it's like it's a dangerous realm. We don't normally get into that at all. The only reason I brought it up now is because you've asked it. Just stay in reality, stay in the present, enjoy who you are, and that is more important. And since you've asked, is there any practice that will help you free from that? That is Sahaj Yoga. You're here and you're attending these sessions, just work on your meditation, go in your own inner depths, and that's all that there is to it.
It's very important to understand the difference between the spirit and the spirits.
Yes.
Because the spirit is like when we were a child, what gives us joy is the joy of the spirit, nothing else. When we grow up, we can get interested in video games, we can get interested in car racing or whatever. And some of us are interested in spiritualism, which is the world of the dead souls and all of these things. I was myself curious when I was 20. I went a little bit there and I realized quickly that it was interesting, but it was actually dangerous. So I withdrew from that. And when I came to Sahaj Yoga, I started meditation, and Shri Mataji made it very clear for us that what was what. And with our experience, we know that it is not necessary to do astral travel, to communicate with our grandparents who are dead, or all of these things. It's not necessary. We can achieve our self-realization without this.
Absolutely. And just stay in the present, that's all. And I will share the resource book with you for all the chakras on WhatsApp. And with that, I think we should conclude the session for today. We'll probably, if there's any questions that we couldn't answer, really apologize, but we tried our level best today. And we will do another Q&A on Thursday. So if you've stayed with us so long so far, thank you so much. Thank you for being with us. But before we finish, can we just have a small meditation so we can all come back on the Sahasrara and just shut our brains again, which have been overactivated with these Q&As. So who would like to quickly lead us into a meditation out of all of you? Or we could have Auntie Nirmala. Auntie Nirmala, are you still here? Auntie Nirmala? Yep. If you can you take us through a small meditation? I know you were in the breakout room.
Yes. Can you see me? Because you want me to switch on the video or not?
Yes, we can see you, and we've spotlighted you. So I'll turn my camera off, and if you can just quickly take us through a small meditation to finish, a quick one.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let us all sit comfortably. Please bring your attention to the top of your head. And now, please bring your attention inside. Now we do this to get into balance, because just now there were a lot of questions and our mind was, everywhere. So let us settle down this way. And if you want to breathe in and out, you can do so. Just take a short breathing in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Mother Kundalini, please give us balance for meditation. Please make us innocent. Mother, please give us the pure knowledge. Please give us peace and satisfaction. Mother, I am the spirit. I am the pure spirit. Please give me love and compassion. Make me a courageous person so that I'm able to face all the challenges. Mother, please bring me to witness state. Please make me a collective person. Please remove all my guilt. As now, I'm a realized soul. I'm a realized soul, and I'm not guilty at all. Mother, please forgive me for all the mistakes I've done. Mother, thank you for my self-realization. Thank you, Mother. And with the attention on top of our head, please let us be in silence for a short while. Now let us slowly open our eyes. Before we end the session, let us all raise Kundalini and Vandan. Thank you very much. Monica?
Thank you so much, Auntie Camilla. Thank you for the lovely meditation. And we'll just conclude the session now. And I'll just play a little bit of music to finish up. And feel free to leave the session now. And we'll see you all tomorrow for the session as well as for some experience sharing. Thank you so much for staying for so long and being with us today.